Yes,
like
what
someone
is
needing
up,
cereal.
Patreon crew? Welcome to the post show. We're already we're already having a blast behind the scenes here. We think Rebecca has a duck that's drinking water somewhere in her house.
I can't find it.
If you hear a clicking sound, like a
Soind?
sound, if you hear a clicking sound, we don't know how to fix it. We don't know what it is. We apologize. We think it's probably like an air conditioner or something,
Or a duck.
or a duck drinking water.
Yeah.
But we do know it's Rebecca. That's all we know. I am so excited to
You
have.
can kick me out.
No, we
No.
will not. That is not an option. We have 5 of the 6 that were at the Skyline 50K joining us for the post show. Again, if you didn't watch the main show, or maybe you're just catching the archive of this, Patreon supporters, up in the upper left-hand corner is Brian Sands on the left, and then Randy Cafaro on the right in the yellow. Next block over to the right is Rebecca. Below Rebecca is not Sally McRae. Let me turn off. Sorry.
They look the same.
Same. I'm sorry. That's Brian Goldman, but I have last week's Patreon post show graphics up. And then on the lower left is not Brian Sands. That is actually Crispin Flower Day. I'm going to move Brian Sands' thing
that is Achilles.
to the top. There we go. That should do it. We had lots of questions. This is a great chance to ask all of them. What was the funniest thing that happened out there? I feel like all of you managed to have a pretty good time. Was there some fun stuff that happened at dinner, or I know there was an inside joke about baby heads? Like, what's going on?
I'll let Brian handle that one.
He sent me a picture.
So-
I'll try to pull it up. You tell the story, Brian. I'm going to try to grab this photo and bring it in.
So I never really knew. I have some trail running friends, and they always talked about baby heads, and they're basically the rocks in the ground that you always trip over. And so I brought it up to them, not knowing if it was just something that was an inside joke with my friends or if it was real. And so that was pretty early on in the race. So the whole race we're joking about it, and there were definitely some sections in there. But yeah, so it was something. One of the things that kept us laughing, along with there seemed to have been a ton of people who'd pick up their dog poop in a bag and then leave it on the side of the trail.
Yeah, they'd pick it up, they'd wrap it up in a baggie, and then they'd put it at the side of the trail and go on.
Classic SoCal.
I just made that,
California maneuver.
but also we came across that this weekend on the trail, and I was like, why do people just leave that?
Why
like,
did
why?
they do it? Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So okay, let me. I got this is this image is hilarious. So Brian took it upon. Actually, it's gonna look weird because I have to bring it up over the top of everyone. Sorry, everyone. The location of the image is weird, but there it is. Obviously, the people on Skype can't see it, but the live viewers can. It's Brian, and Rebecca walking up a fire road, and there's a bunch of baby heads, little rocks sticking out of the ground there. Classic. I love it. We have the same joke. We always called them baby heads.
Yeah,
too.
and Josh Patrick, who ran, is in the chat room, says, so baby heads is a legit term. We've used that term. Yeah.
The little rocks that you trip on, you just don't see them. They're little baby heads. They like to reach up and grab you. Okay, let's get to some of these questions because I know that we've got a bunch.
Yeah, there's a question from Josh Powell in the chat room, and Josh asks, question for Brian Sands. Any advice for someone running their first 50K in 2 weeks?
And I'll throw this to everyone
Yeah.
too, but Brian Sands, you just ran your first 50K. So what did you learn that you would pass on as advice?
Well, you've already done the training. I think that's the big thing is knowing, especially when you're getting to 2 weeks out, you're now working into the taper. So it's trust your training. Know that you've put in the hard work to get ready to run the race. Enjoy the taper as much as you can and relax and look forward to the race. I would definitely say that for sure. And then knowing the course, if you get a chance to look at the course profile, the elevation, if there's any either videos on it or if you get a chance to run around the area, that made a huge difference for this, being able to preview much of the course ahead of time. Really helped me out.
Randy, what about you? You got any advice?
Wow. Know your competition. What I mean by the competition, I mean, like he was saying, know that trail. If you get a chance to get out there and put your feet on it for a while. I know he with his little training school sort of thing, he was out here for a couple of days. I suggested to him he maybe might want to walk that last couple miles because he hadn't seen that part, and I think that helped.
Yeah, that helped a lot doing that Saturday before the race, just because I knew when we got to the dam, which was about 1.5 miles from the finish, I'm like, okay, pretty sure there are 3 climbs, 3 hills, and then the last big one is a 1/2 mile from the end. And so knowing that really helped, kind of in my head going, okay, 2 more to go. Okay, this is the last one. Good, we're almost there.
Crispin, I'm going to go to you next. You've obviously, you're a seasoned runner. You've done a lot of events and just crush it. I'm curious if you've got the advice for those maybe looking to run their first 50K or even longer distance, maybe first 50 mile or any of that kind of thing. Any advice that you've picked up along the way?
Knowing the course is great, but sleep well. Get some good sleep the week before. Nothing worse than going into a race feeling tired at the start line.
Was there anything that you did between the marathon and the 50K? Was it like, did you eat more? Did you alter anything? Did you run during the week?
I didn't drink as much alcohol to try and sleep well.
That's good advice, though.
We're back to the beer now. So.
Yeah. I love it. Brian Goldman, advice?
The days leading up to it, increase your hydration and electrolytes, and then during the race, just stay on top of your fuel and hydration. You know, it's very easy just to think, oh, I can do it in another mile or 2, or I feel really good right now. It's early on in the race. I don't need that much water, but you know, it can catch up to you if you don't stay on top of it.
Fuel early, fuel often. Yeah. Common. Rebecca?
I think I would say definitely with the nutrition, the hydrating, but also don't hesitate to reach out. You've got a race director that's running this. You've got people volunteering. It's a volunteer situation. They want to be there. They want to help you. And this one had the best aid stations out of any race I've ever run.
Wow.
So definitely don't hesitate to ask for help. And if you're not already running with somebody, find somebody else on that trail to be a buddy with, because it really does help encourage each other.
Yeah, and I'll even touch on that too with the GR crew. Those who are watching this are automatically in the GR crew, and don't hesitate. If you haven't already, consider joining the Facebook group. The Facebook is great.
We know not everybody's on Facebook, but that seems to be the
totally.
most common place.
If you post on Patreon, I tend to be the only one that sees it. But if you can post to the, we have a GR Crew Facebook page. If you're at the $3 level or above, look for that link, and we'll post it. We usually post it every month or so. But join the Facebook group, because that's a great place to post like, hey, I'm running the Skyline 50K this weekend. Anyone around or can help? And I imagine that's how these individuals manage to get it all together and be able to communicate on such a regular basis. It's pretty cool. Let's get to a couple more live questions while we got them.
Yeah, a question from Deb. Deb asked Brian, I'm going to extend this to everyone. Did you have any time goals, or was just finishing your first ultra the goal?
Well, finishing the first was definitely high on the priorities. I wanted to make sure I finished it. I think I calculated it about 6 times, going, okay, if I go this pace, then I can make it. So doing that, secondary, I thought I could probably do it in 8 hours. So I was kind of shooting for that, for the if I hit it, great. If not, that's fine. But I just wanted to make sure that I got to finish. I really, really wanted to finish it first time.
Rebecca, did you have time goals?
I was hoping I had it in my head, leaving Bryce and finally deciding to sign up for this one. I wanted to hit 8 hours. Watching how my training went, let it go. I just wanted to go enjoy the crew.
Sweet. Brian Goldman?
I was just along for the ride. I just wanted to make sure that they had fun, and which we did. So, yeah, goal accomplished.
Awesome. And Crispin, I'm really curious about this too. Did you obviously have the speed, so were you going for a specific time? Did you do better than you expected, or kind of what was that like?
For this one, I wasn't really going for a specific time. I went in aiming to have fun. I think I did. Definitely did. And
Nice.
I was kind of hoping I'd break 5 hours. The last one I didn't break 5 hours, so it came out well.
It was, what was it, 440?
Or 43 or something.
Sweet.
I think 4:43 flat in the official results.
That's pretty. That's great. That's sub 5 for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Twice as
fantastic.
fast.
Yeah, but these 50Ks, they can go well, or you can suffer really badly in the last
Completely.
10 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That climb at mile 22, it can be a suffer fest, or it can go pretty well. So you can easily lose 20 minutes in 2 miles.
Yeah, and I remember there was a 50K that I ran in Southern California that I forgot the last 2 miles had, I think it was 700 feet of gain. It was Sean O'Brien. The last 2 miles, you have this big climb. You go over it to start, and if you don't remember that you have this huge climb, you lose time, which is what happened to me. That's when like 10 runners would just scream by. I'm like, I forgot about the climb. Yeah.
I hope you yelled at them like that.
Like that. I was a comic book character. Yes, it was a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It was crazy. Let's get to another live question.
Yeah, Camp Candy in the chat room asked, they want to know, what shoes did you all wear?
Yeah, let's talk gear. Brian Sands, what did you do
Yeah,
gear-wise?
I started with Hoka. I had a Challenger ATR4 the first 16 miles, and then I changed to Mafate Speed 2, which had a little wider toe box for the last couple of years.
Sweet. Rebecca?
I did the Sense Pro Max, which was great, except for the road. I just stuck to the gravel.
Oh, the road was terrible.
Yeah.
Everyone stuck.
Yeah, you're talking about it's obviously running a road on an ultra sucks as it is, but was this like was it different surface?
It was brand new.
Yeah,
Oh.
we just repaved it that week earlier, both sides parts.
And it was
Black-
hot, right?
It was blacktop
Yeah.
also. So,
So it was probably still wet and
Yeah, you stuck. You could just feel it.
Stick.
Yeah, exactly.
do the trail shoes still have black gunk on the bottoms?
Not anymore.
Okay, that's
I
good.
haven't looked at mine since I threw them in the corner when I got home. So
Got it. Brian Goldman, what did you wear?
The new Ultra Olympus, which I actually like. It's a huge upgrade from the last one.
Yeah, more outsole for sure. More
Yeah.
grip on the trails. Crispin?
The Ultra Lone Peak 3s, but I still prefer the 2.5s.
I do too. More on that in future reviews. I feel like I could vent for a while on that. Let's get to one more live question. Then we'll let everyone go enjoy their turkey burgers.
This is a great question from Chuck Hall. Chuck asked, for Brian, can you describe your emotions at the finish? How are you feeling when you cross that finish line?
a little nauseous, but it felt so cool. My watch was a little bit off, and so I like by 0.8 of a mile, so I wasn't sure where we were at one point. But Rebecca and Brian were counting off the miles once I hit the 26.2. Every mile was bonus because I hadn't run, or 27. I hadn't run that far past there, so I just felt so awesome. Coming in there, relieved that it's done. I'm so tired, my feet hurt, but so excited when I did it. I've been training since October, and I did it. I'm an ultra runner. I mean, that just was so cool, and I'm still basking in that. It's so good.
Ride it, man. It'll last for a couple of weeks. Enjoy it.
Oh.
Whoa. Someone's sharing a
Someone's
desktop.
sharing their screen.
There's
Sorry.
Who's that?
It's Brian Goldman, but
Oh, boy.
it actually came at a really good time.
Or was that on purpose?
Yeah, was that Goldman? Who was that?
No,
That
That was me, Crispin. I
That
was
was
trying to
Crispin.
share the
Yeah.
Oh,
please.
yeah.
crossing the line.
Do it. Yeah, no. So that was a great photo.
We just
That-
wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody sharing by accident.
It started out, black screen. I was like, oh my God, everyone's gone. So here's some photos. This is great, Crispin. That's great. Finish line
Oh.
photo, Brian and Rebecca.
Right behind me.
Yeah, Rebecca's right behind.
That's awesome.
Oh,
they're
this is
sprinting to the
great.
finish.
Yeah.
There's Randy taking pictures.
Yeah.
And there we go.
These are so
Okay,
great.
Cool. This is awesome. I love it. Brian Sands, yes, welcome to the Ultra Club. It surely does not end there. If anything, this is just the gateway to many more many more chances to see what you really can do. And I promise you, and everyone here can probably attest, it is beyond what you could imagine. And I imagine just finishing what you did on Sunday proved that too.
Yeah, that's.
I'm really proud to know all of you. I'm really, really thankful that we have such a great community of people like you. So thank you all for not only being there to run your own race or do your own thing, but to be there for others and to just lend a hand or a kind word or take some photos or follow a guy with a camera or to run alongside someone for 30 miles. It's amazing. It really is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you all very, very much. Where can people find, let's do the social media thing.
If you have social media.
Yeah, if you have social media. If you don't want it, it's totally fine if you don't want to share. But I know that our Patreon crew specifically would like to know maybe if they have residual questions and stuff like that. So actually, Rebecca, let's start with you. Do you have social media stuff you want to plug?
I do, but I'm looking at what I am. Oh, I know.
For the show.
It's BeccaLove.outside. So it's BEKALUV.outside.
Got it.
And that's just Instagram. That's
Instagram.
the only thing I know how to do.
Sweet. Brian Goldman?
On Twitter, it's SIGEP185. And then on Instagram, I believe it's Real Runner Reviews. And yeah.
Awesome. Crispin?
Pretty much just Strava. Crispin Flowerday, you can find me. Pretty unique name.
Randy?
Just my name on Facebook, and just a heads up, anybody is coming out to this area and they want to know a little bit about this area, give me a jingle. I'd be happy to show them around.
Also, yeah, if you ever find yourself wanting to go explore the East Bay or check out the course, the Skyline 50K, obviously we've got a lot of people recommending the race itself. It sounds like it's a well put on event, great aid stations, great volunteers. Randy can be a wealth of knowledge. If these are the trails that he runs locally, he can provide you all the details you will need. So yeah, definitely reach out to Randy. He's in the Facebook group. He's all over. Reach out. And finally, Brian Sands.
Yeah, well, of course I'm on Facebook. On Instagram and Twitter, it's the same. It's IA Pyrodoc. So you can reach me there.
Again, you guys, thank you so much. You warm our hearts. You seriously, this is the coolest thing for us. It really is just such wonderful testament to the community, to each of you. It's just good people, and
it sounds so cliche, but you guys really do inspire us. You motivate us. You make us better people.
Please continue to do that. Please continue to be good people.
Before we go, there's been a couple of questions about head wraps and GRGR.
So yeah, if any of you need to bounce, all you have to do is just hang up the call, or you can hang out. I'm going to explain some GRGR stuff as well as head wraps. You're welcome to stick around if you want, but if you need to bounce, go for it. So let's start with GRGR. So GRGR, Ginger Runner Global Run, registration will open tomorrow. You will be the first to know. I'll be posting on Patreon specifically instructions on how to register, where to go to do that. Depending on your level, you will receive a coupon either for 100% registration or a varying percentage based on the level for you to register yourself and your family or whatever, however many of your group you would like to register. We can do that. We got t-shirts, Elevation Culture, wooden keepsakes. They're like this really cool wooden metal with a paracord and a carabiner, which is really neat this year. We were doing like stickers, pins, what else? Patches. We're doing all that stuff.
It's been a busy day in this house.
It has been a crazy day, but you'll be getting all that information on the Patreon site, so you'll know more there. It will be on October 7th, of course, this year. It's a Sunday. For those who maybe are first-time members or you don't know what GRVR is, GRVR was the Ginger Runner virtual run. So the last 2 years we've been doing this virtual run in October last year, and we're going to do it in October this year. But we're calling it the Ginger Runner Global Run because virtual run, I think we're beyond that. We've grown to the point where it is much more of a community-based event. On October 7th, at any point during that 24 hours, you pick where and when you want to start. But it's a 2-hour run. It's 120 minutes. You track it via GPS, whether it's on your phone or on a watch or however you want to track it. It just needs to be tracked. you track a 120-minute activity. If you're running the Chicago Marathon, that's fine. We'll just use the first 2 hours of your Chicago Marathon. The goal, there's a bunch of varying different awards. Most distance traveled, highest elevation reached, most elevation gain. There's all sorts of fun awards, too, that don't necessarily award those who are the fastest or that sort of thing. There's like, I think we're going to be doing like the Donut Award. There's a filmmaking award. There's all sorts of cool stuff like that. That help make it fun. And the whole point is for you to challenge yourself. So you have the same amount of time as everyone else, but what can you do to surpass last year? Or, how many miles can you run in 2 hours? Have you ever pushed yourself that hard to see? This is a great opportunity. It's a lot of fun, and it allows everyone to push themselves without it being like a cheesy virtual run 5K. Everyone does the same distance, and yay, there's no tracking, because you actually you'll track it, and we'll do awards and stuff like that. So that's GRGR. Head wraps. Oh, right there.
I think we showed them on the thing. So
them
people
last
are
week.
asking, when do we get them? Where do we get them? Top tier people, I sent you a message on Patreon. I'm talking into the air. My mic's over here right now. I sent you guys messages. I didn't want to block Gus's face because people really love Gus's face. Top tier Patreon people, I sent messages out today, so please check your Patreon messages.
We are going to be offering the head wraps right after GRGR registration because we just can't ship 2 different items like this at the same time, because GRGR we won't even ship until...
I'm sorry, I need to interrupt you. There's another dog on the program right now.
What? Where? What? oh! Rebecca, who is this?
Cute.
Who is that, Rebecca?
This is Miner.
Hi, Miner.
He's a coal miner. Miner.
Gus likes him.
I'm sorry, I had to interrupt
It's
because
okay.
there was a
Hi,
dog.
Gus.
So the head wraps will be on sale promptly after GR registration closes. So in about 2 weeks, we'll be offering them up. Specifically for you, if you were watching, is the GR Crew head wrap, which the members who are joined here, they all got one because they were the first ones to receive it. I thought what they were doing is really cool, and we shipped them off to Randy. Randy got them distributed amongst everyone. They are the first in public existence, really. They're the first ones to make it out of the house. But they are GR Crew specific head wraps just for members of this community on the Patreon side of things. So we'll be offering these specifically for you also in the coming weeks. So I think that covers it. Again, we'll be doing posts, so just make sure you're getting the email updates from Patreon, because as we post things, you'll get the updates from that. Am I forgetting anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. That's going to wrap up the post show. We'll cover a lot of stuff in the upcoming messages and posts around GRGR and the wraps. Just stay tuned. We'll be getting either direct messages out to you on Patreon, or we'll do a post with like the breakdown and stuff like that. But I think that pretty much wraps everything up. Thank you to our guests tonight. Again, we can't thank you guys enough. I said that like 3 times and warm our hearts, but it's true.
They warm our hearts. That's what they do.
We've been gushing over this, getting a bit emotional over the last weekend and the last couple days. It's really neat. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, guys. So get out there, guys. Train hard, race hard, party hardest. I know I am. We'll see everyone next week. Thanks, GR Crew.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.